So Deeks, a 3-0 win today. How pleased were you with that performance after Saturday's match?
Yeah, delighted. I knew they'd give me a reaction. That's the kind of mentality of the group of the players. When their backs are up against the wall, I think that's when they're at the best, to be honest with you, in the face of adversity. And you know, it's a performance where you look at it and you know you want that consistency, but you don't realise if you're not in that dressing room and not as a player, and the amount of effort that they give over this course of this month, where the games have condensed in such a short period of time. You're gonna peak and trough. And you know, I had a word with one of their staff, and he said the same thing. You know, they had a fantastic result against Whitby and then go and lose, and it's just trying to keep those energy levels up and utilise the team and you know, players playing through injuries. How much can they do? But I thought they was excellent all the way through the squad today. I can't fault their effort and desire, and you know, some really good goals scored. Could have scored more goals. Their keepers pulled off 3 probably worldies, to be honest with you. And you know, Dylan's had a bit of heart in goal. He wants his clean sheet. He's done that. He's pulled off 2 good saves of his own. But that's kind of after the delay of 25 minutes, which was a strange experience as well. But all in all, fantastic. Can't fault the lads at all. And you know, they when they're in that mood and the way that they play, and I think you know they are unstoppable, to be fair, going forward. And defensively, I thought they was rock solid today. You know, players coming into the team, putting their bodies on the line, and you know, Steve-O playing at right back. You know, we choked in the changing room, like we thought it was Matt Cash at one point. And you know, just his endeavour and the way he's conducted himself today and slotted into that role. You know, he's made that his shirt. You know, fantastic performance. But can't single anybody out. Everybody was fantastic, from staff to obviously players, and you know, they got the just rewards. They fully deserved their 3 points today.
Yeah. And you touched on it a little bit there, half an hour stoppage in play due to an injury to the ref. How important is it for the lads to stay focused after that and be able to run tirelessly as well after such a long stoppage in play?
Yeah, we just said after that break, it's something that's never happened to me as a player or a manager. I just said, look, keep your focus. It helps when you're 3-0 up, you're 3 goals to the good. You know, you can just manage the game and do. I said to him, for 5 minutes, just do the basics. You know, just be in the right positions, communicate. You don't have to do nothing special, just manage the game. And they did that excellently in the second half. And I said, you know, you've got the luxury of potentially conserving a bit of energy by doing that. And they did it, they executed it, and probably should have scored 2 or 3 more goals as well. There was a constant threat all day long on the counter-attack in transition, and you know, I thought Robbie getting his goal was massive for his confidence, so we're pleased for him, and hopefully he goes now and kicks on. And I thought Dylan Young worked tirelessly and didn't get his goal. You know, he probably said to me in there, he probably should have scored 2 goals, but that's I said to him, you're in the right place, you know, and we've been doing that all season so far. It's just not been, the ball's not been hitting the back of the net in the right moments, and I think once that first one goes in, you can feel like the anxiety leave them, and they just go into the free flow mode, and they go out and go do what they do. And yeah, so really strange experience with the referee, and thankfully, you know, fantastic effort from Frosty to make the call and get somebody here, and the game continued. But yeah, really difficult, minds physically and mentally, for the players to then, in that heat, you know, when you're expending so much energy on kind of 53 minutes to the game stopped for that amount of time, and then go out and have the mental resolve to manage the game. But it did help, obviously, being 3-0 up, and they put themselves in that position, so that's credit to the players.
Yeah, we've seen 2 fantastic performances at home now, back to back, Prescott Cables and now today as well. How important are these home performances when there are such long journeys away in the league?
Yeah, you want to make your home ground a fortress, and I think, you know, a lot of teams up and down the league, up and down the country, especially in our league, you will have them in different results just for the scope of the travelling that you're doing. It's just the way it is. We have to get on. We have to make sure our home form's good. We also need to improve our away form, which we started really well at Morpeth. We didn't play well against Bamber the other day, but that must be, maybe I'm being a bit too hard on Bamber, a good side. You know, we played Warrington. We probably should have been 2 or 3 goals to the good there. That's a different game if they go in, and you know, it's important we get our home form and make it a fortress, and that consistency level moving forward. Hopefully now, with the game's going to start to slow down a little bit, we can have a little bit more recovery time. You know, get a little bit more work into them on the training pitch, with all the players, so the whole squad knows their roles, and which they do, to be fair. But I think it's sometimes it's just about getting through the first month, and hopefully you can get 3 or 4 wins on the board. We've got 3, you know, so I can't ask any more of the players to give me everything this month. Now we've got a huge game on Saturday. We've got to again assess the players. You know, they come thick and fast, but after that, hopefully it starts to slow down a little bit, and we can get a little bit of work into them and recoveries. But yeah, your home form is massive in this league. I think it's huge, and you want to make your home ground fortresses, and when teams come and play against you, they know it's going to be difficult. But also, when we go away, we want to be doing the same thing as well.
Yeah. And on Saturday, there's a little break away from the league. You've got Spalding United in the FA Cup. How much are you looking forward to that one?
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. You know, we want to have a good FA Cup run this year. That's been drilled into the players from pre-season. Every game we go into, we want to play, we want to win, and that's the mentality that they've got. Whether their bodies allow them to do that sometimes, you know, when I mentioned the other day about being tired, it is tired. They are tired, you know. I'd like to see a lot of people do what they do on a Saturday and a Tuesday, do the miles, go to work, see their families. It's tough, it's punishing. But people don't see this behind the closed doors stuff. They just see what's on the pitch on 90 minutes on a Saturday or a Tuesday. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that. We'll obviously got a little bit of confidence from this game, but we know it's going to be a tough test. They've got some really good players, ex-Football League players, but if they play like that, they're a match for anybody, whichever league they're in. So looking forward to it. Obviously we want to get a win on the board. It's a cup game, so there's nothing after it, you know, replay, etc. But nobody wants them. You want to go and try and win it in 90 minutes, so they'll be ready to go come Saturday.
Thanks for your time, Deeks.
Thank you, cheers mate.